Welcome everyone to One Brothas Mind with KD Smooth. In today's world, black first choices are mandatory. Choose wisely or your bondage will increase. You need all the information. This broadcast begins with my monologue and concludes with our discussion. Together, let's explore the facts, propaganda, lies, and hidden information to uncover the truth we need. Our work begins now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's One Brother Mind and KD Smooth back at you with another important news story. Did you guys hear about the state of Michigan not adopting to the new CDC quarantine guidelines? Well, if not, I'm going to cover that today. So, ladies and gentlemen, please like, share, and subscribe. Let's get into it. Initially, on December 29th, the Michigan Health Department stated that it was not going to adopt the new CDC 5-day quarantine guideline. And then, all of a sudden, 2 days later, as this article shows on December 31st, says that the Michigan Health Department announced that it now plans to update to the new CDC quarantine 5-day guidelines. It also says here that the state health department said Friday it is updating its state guidance to reflect the recent recommendations from the CDC. But now, let's ask the question and explore why 2 days earlier, the state of Michigan decided not to update to the new CDC guidelines. As reported, Caitlin Jelena, an epidemiologist and assistant professor at the University of Texas Health Science Center, said the CDC issued its new guidance without providing supporting research that shows people infected with the Omicron variant clear the virus faster than those who had the Delta strain. If viral clearance with Omicron is the same as Delta, then this policy change could lead to significant community spread because people will leave isolation while contagious. The CDC may have evidence that Omicron is cleared faster, but it hasn't been publicly shared yet. This information is critical. Testing, she said, also is a component that should have been included in the new CDC's new isolation 5-day quarantine guidelines. She went on to say, "It's incredibly odd to me that the CDC decided not to end isolation contingent on a negative antigen test, or better yet, two. Past studies have shown that some people stop shedding live virus very fast, but other people, especially unvaccinated, shed live virus well past 5 days." The CDC director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, said in a statement that CDC's updated recommendations balance what we know about the spread of the virus and the protection provided by vaccination and booster doses. These updates ensure people can safely continue their daily lives. Now, originally, when the CDC issued their new quarantine guidelines, the Flight Attendants Association, they had some issues with those new 5-day guidelines. In fact, one representative, Sarah Nelson, the president of the AFA, said that the changes may give businesses cover for putting staffing needs ahead of worker health. The CDC gave a medical explanation about why the agency has decided to reduce the quarantine requirements from 10 to 5 days, but the fact that it aligns with a number of days pushed by corporate America is less than reassuring. She went on to say, or it was also reported, that several airlines have in recent days asked the CDC director, Rochelle Walensky, to reconsider the 10-day isolation guideline. In a letter dated December 21st, Delta Airlines CEO Ed Bastian noted that the mandate would impact Delta's staffing and operations. JetBlue CEO Robin Hayes called the 10-day mandate extremely disruptive. In a letter from December 22nd, the lobbying group Airlines for America also advocated for a 5-day maximum quarantine in a December 23rd submission. Nelson expressed concerns that the 5-day timeline would mean flight attendants may be forced to return to work before they are fully recovered and risk being exposed to contagious individuals who don't comply with mask guidelines. If any business pressures a worker to return to work before they feel better, we will make it clear it is an unsafe work environment, which will cause a much greater disruption than any staffing shortages. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let this report sit on your spirit. Let it marinate. I have questions. The first question, and I'm only wondering and asking questions, you two, what is it or what was it that made the authorities in the state of Michigan flip-flop on their stance so quickly? Could it have been they received some sort of pressure from other entities? Could it be corporate, business, or governmental entities? I don't know. There's no reports of that, but something made them change their stance very quickly. And then now for the flight attendants and you, ladies and gentlemen. Have you guys really absorbed what this story and this activity, what's actually happening here? Basically, the way I read it, businesses, in this case the airlines, they get to decide by following the new CDC guidelines that they lobby to get changed to 5 days. And now that the new guidelines are 5 days, those same businesses, and really every business that adopts these new guidelines, now get to say and determine, that's the big issue. They get to determine how many days off sick with the virus you get to have. Let that sink in. Not you getting to determine when you feel better. Not your doctor by way of negative tests to show you're clear of the virus. No. The business, your job, the company you work for gets to determine that. I mean, basically, in one possible option, you could go and report to your job that you have the virus and you need to be off to get better. And your job can then immediately tell you, well, based on the CDC guidelines, you get 5 days off. And so we're going to go ahead and pencil you in on the schedule for that 6th day. So you need to make sure you come back in on that 6th day so there won't be any problems. Okay? They literally get to legally say that to you and do that to you. Let that sink in. Again, your job or business gets to determine how long you are sick. Not you, not your doctor, not any official test, scientific test, but your job. Well, that's the new current guidelines as of December 31st, ladies and gentlemen. So that's huge. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you appreciate our content here with One Brothas Mind, please like, share, and subscribe. And y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Let's chop it up. Maybe y'all see this in a different way than I do. But the current CDC guidelines are 5 days off. And they do not, I repeat, they do not include the requirement of negative tests before you can return to work. They don't require them. They don't recommend them. Nothing. Just 5 days up. You're cleared. You're okay. Go back to work. So, again, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. But definitely, you have to, ladies and gentlemen, be using your critical thinking skills here, your discernment. And you, yes, you will have to make some choices going forward about this and a number of other things. Are y'all ready? And this concludes this broadcast of One Brothas Mind. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, do what you can do when you can do what you can do. And always know that Yeshua the Christ is with you always. We out.